Step 2 is joining our triangles together. I'm going to run you through a few options and you can choose which one you prefer. To join my triangles, I've chosen the back loop only slip stitch. So I'm going to show you how to do that before I show you 4 other methods so you can have 5 to choose from. We are doing the join along the back side of your work and we are working into the back loop only. Now the back loop only is considered when you're looking at the front of your work. So when you're looking at your work with front sides together, the back loop is a loop that is on the side of the wrong side. Okay, so the right side you have the front loop and then there's the back loop behind it. But if you're looking from the wrong side of your work, your back loop is actually at the front. So when you have 2 pieces together, fronts are facing each other, you've got the back loop of this one right here looking at us, and the back loop of the other one is as far away as it can be. All right, so they're the 2 stitches that you're working into. Before you start joining, make sure that you've got the front side on this last row facing out. Okay. To make a close join, as we add this next triangle, you can see that I've done my work up this side. I have joined the very last double crochet here to the last double crochet on this one. Now we need to do a stitch to bring this new triangle in nice and closely. So I'm going into the back loop of the chain, and I'm also going to go into the back loop of the chain here. So what you've got here is your first double crochet, chain 1, and then cluster. So we're going to the very top of that first double crochet and into the back loop of the chain. Yarning over, pull the loop through all 3 loops. Now I'll show you what we've done. Here it is, we've created a nice close stitch. It just makes it much easier for when we come to crocheting our rows across the top and bottom. Then we pick up our work. What we do for the rest of the row is pick up the back loop of the charcoal triangle, pick up the back loop of the white triangle, yarn over, pull that through the 2 loops and then through the loop on your hook, and that's your slip stitch. So back loop, yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. Back loop, yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. Back loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. It becomes a very nice and easy motion. Okay, so you've got back loop, yarn over, and you can pull through all 3 at once. Back loop, yarn over, pull through all the loops. Back loop, yarn over, pull through all the loops. Before you finish each triangle, turn your work over and make sure that the stitches are just right, because sometimes you can catch the front loop as well. And I actually have pulled mine undone for a few of those because it really doesn't look very good at all. So it's better just to check quickly before you move on, and you know everything's a-okay. We've come to the end of our row now, and here I've got the 3 chain, which counts as a double crochet, and the 1 chain. On this one, we've got the peak, so you've got 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. So we're going to go into the back loop only of the charcoal triangle, and the back loop only of the white triangle. We're going to yarn over and pull through. So that finishes off our work very neatly. Now we're going to introduce this last little triangle which squares off our work. So I'm going to lay it flat on top of the triangle there where it belongs. Now, what we're going to do next is work into that same back loop of that chain 1. All right, you've got 3 chains here, which counts as a double crochet, and you've got 1 chain here, which counts as a corner. So we're going to pop our hook in there and pop it into the back loop only of the white triangle and pull through all loops. There you have the new triangle fastened neatly next to the other 2. So we'll turn that back over, grey facing white, and we will begin with our back loop only joining. So back loop there, yarn over, pull through. Back loop, yarn over, pull through. Back loop, yarn over, pull through. And there we go. It's just right. This is what the stitches look like up close. Now I'm at the end and I've just done the last double crochet in the cluster. So I'm going to pop my hook under the back loop of the chain and do the same for the white triangle. Yarn over, pull through all the loops, and that should be the end. Here we go. That looks great. Now go off and have a little look at the other 4 options I've given you for joining triangles and see which one suits you the best. The one that you just like the best, really. So happy crocheting, everyone. I'll talk to you again really soon. This one is single crochet on the top. I'm actually going to show you how to do that in a minute. But I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Some people like doing the single crochet and having that effect on the top. Either way, what you need to do is make sure that the last row of your triangle is the one that should be facing up. Then it just finishes it off really nicely and it makes it easy to find the right stitches to work into. I've just checked my triangles and made sure that the last row is the upside. Now we're going to pop a slip knot on our hook, pull that through, and we're going to pick up our 2 little triangles. We want to start off our work in that chain space. So you'll find a chain space at the end of each triangle. So pop your hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. That's making your single crochet. Now you have a hidden stitch here, which we're going to work into. It's basically just the stitch which is at the top right hand side of the first double crochet. Oftentimes it's hidden under work, but it's not this time. So we're going to pop our hook in there and we're going to then have a look and work our hook into what is the last double crochet on the other side. All right, so you're using the first one on this row and the last one on this row. Yarn over, pull a loop through, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, pop your hook in the front there, take a little look at the one behind and pop your hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Hook in the front, hook in the back, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2. What could be a little tricky is these yarn ends that we've darned in. They're kind of hiding where we need to place our hook. So just be really careful with that. You'll be going over them sometimes, but not always. So let's keep going with our single crochet. Popping your hook in the front, having a look at the back, popping it in, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2. And in theory, each side should be the same as each other's. I've just done the last double crochet of this white side. I'm now going to pop my hook into that corner space. I'm also going to go and look for the corner space on the grey triangle. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So there we've joined our little corner triangle that squares off that row to the first isosceles triangle. Now we want to join an upside down isosceles, so the black one to the white. I'm going to pick up both of my work. I'm going to do another stitch into the corner so that I can then pop one in the corresponding corner on the charcoal triangle. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now I'm going to work that hidden stitch. See that one there on the white triangle? Pop your hook in there, and now just find the very last double crochet on the charcoal. Pull a loop through, yarn over, pull through 2. Hook in, pull through, pull through. I've just done the last double crochet on both sides. Now we're going to go into that corner space and the central corner of the charcoal triangle too. Let's have a little look here. That's how it looks at the front. If you're someone who loves the single crochet done from behind, you can do that too. Just remember to have the last row of your triangle facing up. So let's go and move on to the very next joining method. This next method of joining is called the whip stitch, and it's done from the front of your work, and you're picking up both stitches on the top of each side. So I pull my work together like this and I lift it up so I can have a good look, popping your needle under those 2 stitches and then under the 2 on the white triangle. Pull the yarn through and then we go over. So it's whipping up and over. Needle through the stitches, whipping up and over. It's nice and easy to whip stitch up the side of the triangle, but when we get to these corners, we still have that same issue of needing to have these 2 sewn very closely together. So when we assemble the blanket, we can do our rows of crochet nice and neatly. So what I'm going to do is pop my needle through the grey, turn my work, and now I'm going into the charcoal and back into the grey again. Now I'm going into the top 2 stitches from the charcoal triangle into the top 2 stitches of the white. Let's see how this looks. There we go. Beautiful and neat. So we have worked into the corner of the charcoal triangle as well as the grey one. All right, they've been joined together in those corners. Now we can just continue on our merry way. Underneath 2 stitches and underneath 2. There we go. It is really, really hard. I've never worked with black yarn before, and now I know why people say that it's difficult. There we go. we've done well. We've done our sides neatly and we've managed to join our triangles by their corners at the very top. Now you're going to have to do this same thing at every junction, okay? Just focusing on getting this nice and straight so we can work across it easily. So that's your whip stitch. This method is doing the whip stitch in the back loop only stitches and working it from the back. It's a very, very neat method. Now the corners still pose a bit of an issue. Instead of working these corners through the chain spaces into the large loops, which to me doesn't look very nice, I have gone into the back loop of the chains. Now I'm going to move along and go one further because we still have this issue to address of the corners and we need them to be really nice and tight. Okay, so this is good. Now pop our next triangle up against the first one and we will go into the back of the chain one loop there. And let's open out and have a little look. Yep, that's worked a treat. Absolute treat. If you wanted to, you could go even a little further up. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, I think that's better still. Okay, then you can turn your work over and begin working down the side. Again, doing whip stitch, but choosing the back loop. Now the back loop is going to be the loop that's on the outer side. So for the white triangle, it's going to be the loop on the right hand side, and the black one is going to be the loop on the very left side. The loops that you want to use are the outer loops, even though they're called back loop for the purpose of the exercise. It all depends where you're looking at them from, doesn't it? So the back loops for this joining method are the loops on the outer side. This charcoal colour's pretty hard to see. I need a better light, don't I? And we're going A-OK. I think that looks really good actually. I'm not going to even attempt to do the granny stitch continuous join as you go because it's going to give us a world of pain. I feel like it'll muck our measurements up. So I think we need to choose methods that keep our triangles nice and close together. What I'm doing here is the back loop only single crochet from the back of your work. It's very similar to doing the whip stitch into the back loop only, except it's actually faster, I find. So I'll do up a little bit of this and I'll show you what happens when we go around the corner, and then you'll be equipped to make your own decision. Okay, I'm going to go into one more back loop of that chain and let's have a look. Yeah, that's just as good as doing the whip stitch. And if you can do it faster, well, that's the method I would choose. Now I'm going to go into the back of that next triangle we've got coming up. Okay, so I've connected the grey triangle with the charcoal one. Now I'm going to turn my work over and I'm going to connect the grey one with the white. When I get some better light source, I think. Let me just wing it for the moment. See how we go. I've never actually worked with black yarn, and I can see now what everyone is talking about. You almost need your little headlamp on. Okay, let's open out. Yep, that's working along just fine. So there you have a number of different options that you can choose whichever one suits you the best. Happy crocheting, everyone. I'll be back very soon for our next stage.